Hey guys, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We did a live stream today talking about where the things are with the Hauntings right now, plans I have for it, and a potential new twist to what the game could be. So I just wanted to make a quick recap video covering it so that you guys don't have to watch the whole 3-hour video um, going over what my plans are for the Hauntings moving forward. I know a lot of you guys who might not follow the community closely are probably thinking the game might be dead or anxious to see what's going on with the game at the moment. It is still being worked on. I've had a lot of stuff come up in my day job and everything, so it's been slowly being poked away at. And recently, I've needed to have a little bit of a break from multiplayer coding, so we've been working on a game called The Hauntings Dark Passenger, which takes place in the same universe, which should hopefully be coming out here soon, before we get right back into the Hauntings. But before we do that, I did want to bring up a little new thing that we were talking about on stream today that might be a possible route forward for the Hauntings. And I just want to see what your guys' thoughts are as a community, as people who are excited for the game, and a quick place to recap everything that we talked about today. So the first thing that I wanted to say is, again, thanks for everybody for being patient on the game so far. It's been a very long process as a solo developer working on things. It's not easy to get everything working all the time and making on good updates and good progress, especially when a lot of things have to be remade constantly due to just systems changing and new updates to the engine and all that stuff. So, but that being said, I would like to try to get your guys' opinion on a new idea that I have for the Hauntings and see where we were going to go for that. Basically, I would like to potentially make the Hauntings into an open world ghost hunting survival RPG style game. Which sounds like a whole mouthful of a lot of stuff, but it's basically taking what I have already in the Hauntings in the 5 locations and making it a little bit more expansive than just sitting hitting there replaying investigations over and over again in similar ways that most ghost hunting games do that nowadays. That would include a more general story that will take you from the beginning of the game, showing up as a Directive 7 Bravo agent at a site that has been evacuated by the government for mysterious causes, as basically they try to cover up the paranormal events that are taking place in this small town. All of the maps, the 5 maps that are in the Hauntings right now, would be put into this open world expanse. So you'd have your farmhouse, the gold mine, the diner, the campsite, motel. All of those maps will still be coming over to the full open world. And then we would be able to explore those, as well as exploring the new towns that would be added that will help support the surrounding area of those maps. I'm thinking this town will be kind of not massive in scale, but take place up in like a small mountain town sort of setting, and that you'll be able to explore that as well as gather resources for crafting your own equipment, as well as unlocking some NPCs that can help you be able to expand your base and all that other stuff. So basic features that would be included in this would be a building system, letting you create your own little buildings that you can store resources at, whether that be out near some of the investigation sites or back near the towns where you're gathering resources. The entities in the game will be still locked to just the individual levels that they are in. So there would be the 5 different areas that the entities will be locked in. However, we would be adding something new called the Shadow People, which are not necessarily entities, but there are kind of, if you want to look at it like a zombie survival game, those would be your entities that would be around the map that you'd have to deal with while scavenging, base building, and trying to do some crafting and upgrades to your equipment. Along with that, there will also be former agents from Directive 7 Bravo that were sent there before you that were possessed. You'll be able to do exorcism rituals on them, which will allow you to then send them back to your command center as NPCs that you could use for trading and for equipment upgrades and crafting. After that, also, the character system in the game will change slightly. There will still be classes. However, instead of you being able to select a class and go on in and play, you would create a character in the beginning that would be of one of these classes, and then you would be leveling them up and surviving as them, and not being able to just swap between classes instantly as it was in the old system. That being said, everything else from the original Hauntings game would be migrating over to this. It would still have all of your unlockable equipment. The perk system would still be there. You would still have a repair system. All of the levels will be there. everything that was existing in the previous Hauntings, things that we've already talked about, would be migrated into this larger scale game. After that, excuse me, we also have, like I said, crafting. That would be a big thing in this game, so that you'd be able to craft lower end paranormal equipment gear to use on investigations, or you can find gear that gets dropped by Directive 7 Bravo after you've reestablished connections and comm links and all those kind of things that you would need to do up front. So the game would have two real main focuses. It would be between base building and exploring the small towns and scavenging and building up your crafting system to then go use on these main hunts that take place at the previously designed locations for the current Hauntings. After that, you would be able to replay those locations by either creating a new world and starting over. Your character progression would go with you into the new world, or you'll be able to quick queue for them back at the command center, where you'd be able to go play out the farmhouse again. It would regenerate a new ghost for you and fast travel you there, but that only happens after you've already cleared the farmhouse area the first time. Other than that, it would just be an open world exploration game where you could just go and it'd be a sandbox. You can build whatever you want to build. You could find gear and loot wherever there's places to loot from, like buildings, weapons and stuff like that will drop. You will be able to carry around assault shotguns, everything like that, to defend yourself while looting buildings and stuff, because there will be shadow people that will try to attack you and all that. This system overall, well, like I said, will stay very similar to the way the Hauntings works now, with a peer-to-peer setup. Servers will be private and local data will be stored. It will be cloud-based storage still, so you don't need to necessarily save all of your data onto your local machine. However, there won't be dedicated servers for this. It will just be private servers. At this time, I'm anticipating there being 5 to 8 players per server. That's going to be dependent upon how things develop and all that other good stuff. But that's basically what I've got right now. And again, none of this is set in stone at the moment. Again, we were just talking about this on a discussion on Steam today, on the Twitch stream today. And I thought this might be a really interesting idea to kind of bring you guys something that still has ghost hunting, still staying true to the spirit of what the Hauntings was originally. However, being able to maybe push it with a little bit more and maybe interest a few more people to play in the game that might not like ghost hunting games, but are all for the survival type games and or base building type games. So it would still be the Hauntings though. And again, none of this is set in stone at the moment. All of this is up for discussion. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts and comments down below on what you guys think this could be. And just briefly, we'll cover the reasons a little bit behind why I'm considering this change at this time. I think the Hauntings has been in development for about 2.5 years now. It's gone through a lot of up and downs, changes, and morphing into what its current state is for the Hauntings. And I do believe that it's still a very fun and interesting game, but I do feel like there's a lot of additional ghost hunting games that have come out that have basically been very similar to what I would be putting out myself, and I wanted to give you guys something a little bit more than what everything else that already exists on the market. Second part of that is I would like to try to turn this around and get some sort of external funding, whether that be an investment or a publisher or something like that, because I'd like to bring a team in to do this. Right now, the Hauntings has been full-time developed by me as a solo developer. We've had a couple other people on the project throughout the past, and it just, it didn't work out for whatever reason. But now what I'd like to do is try to go out and reach some funding so that I can secure some talent through paying them a salary to work on it, and not just people working on it in their free times. It would take off the load off me a lot. It might even be able to allow me to quit my job and work on this full time if I'm able to get some sort of investment from an external source. Now, a lot of the external sources that would be looking to fund stuff, they are typically lately have been funding a lot more of these open world survival style games, and not necessarily looking at these smaller games like a ghost hunting game as we know it, with like Phasmophobia and all those kind of games. So the idea here is to make the game a little bit larger scope, so that we can attract some sort of external investors and or publishers to bring in a team. My goal would be somewhere between 5 and 10 additional people to work on this, because I know the game has been in development for quite a while, and I know a lot of you guys are kind of chomping at the bit to get into the game. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I would like to convert this over to something that's a little bit bigger and more appealing to you guys. Let me know in the comments, like I said, down below, if this is something that you think sounds cool, if I should pursue this, or if I should just keep on working on whatever we have going right now with the Hauntings as currently is, and push that out as just another normal ghost hunting game. So guys, that's about it. I know I'm going to be trying to do more updates like this more often, maybe some more YouTube videos, more TikTok shorts. Obviously, we have the live streams. We've been doing those for 2+ years now, but I think I need to be able to reach you guys in a little bit more long form content that's edited and down to the point, rather than making you watch a 3-hour, 6-hour live stream to get information from it. So appreciate you guys' support again. Let me know in the comments what you guys think I should do. None of this will be set in stone until I'm done with developing the Dark Passenger game, which also takes place in the Hauntings universe. If you haven't seen that yet, it's a single-player horror game with puzzles, just like a typical horror game is. Hopefully coming out by the end of the month, but I'm working pretty diligently on that and trying to get that done. So after that game is done, we'll be going back full-time into the Hauntings, and we'll make a decision on whether or not we want to go this route. But until then, like I said, guys, thanks for your support. Thanks for every feedback and all the interest in the game, and I'll see you guys later.